Welcome back to Sugar Moto. On this episode, Babes Ride Out, my favorite motorcycle event of the year. Actually, now there's several of them, but starting with the motorcycle weekend that they do moto camping in Joshua Tree. Now, my homegirls Ashmore and Anya started this event in 2013, and it started with just about 50 chicks. Then it slowly has grown, and this last year in 2016 for Babes Ride Out 4, there were just under 2,000 girls coming into Joshua Tree for the motorcycle camp out. Now, this is an event that's really special because it kind of, the whole philosophy is no tudes, no dudes, and it really gives women a chance to ride with each other, connect with each other, find people to ride with in your neighborhood. Even though I was all the way in California, I actually found some girls that I really thought were awesome that ride in Milwaukee. So I was able to connect with some girls here, as well as a whole bunch of girls in New York too. So that is super awesome. I've met the best girlfriends of my life at Babes Ride Out, and Ashmore and Anya included. And it's just such a cool experience riding into this kind of small town, campground at Joshua Tree. It's where they actually have their music festival in Joshua Tree. And riding in with other women, only women, is just the coolest feeling ever. There's, it's not really about badassness or rebellion, even though we're all badasses, obviously, because we ride motorcycles. But it's really about connecting with each other, having a good time, riding together. It's truly a riding event. There's really nothing going on during the day because Anya and Ashmore, one is out taking in the beautiful riding that's around Joshua Tree. They give you route maps to do the riding through Big Bear and Idlewild. So there's mountain riding as well as desert riding. There are awesome places to go and have lunch that are like an hour or two ride away. Palm Springs is a couple hours away. So it's just, there's so many cool things to go and experience when you go to the Joshua Tree Babes Ride Out. It's usually a 3 to 4 day event, and they this year they also had an after party at the Ace Palm Springs, so our boyfriends and husbands could come and have a chill jacuzzi moment with us and all hang out together after the event. So they've also added this past year Babes Ride Out East Coast. Now that was super fun. I went this last year in 2016 as well. It's much smaller. That one was about 250 girls this year. But you know what? It's really nice when there are only 250 girls too, because then you really get to know everybody in the group. When it's 2,000 girls, you don't really get to know everybody, but you do meet a ton of people. So they do the Babes Ride Out East Coast, and then they do the original Babes Ride Out in Joshua Tree in October. Babes Ride Out East Coast last year was at the end of May over Memorial Day weekend, so we'll see if it's the same weekend this coming year. And then the Babes Ride Out Joshua Tree this past year was in October. I think it's usually the third weekend in October. So the other cool thing about Babes Ride Out that I love is they don't allow vending, well, for the obvious reason of like where you're gonna put shit on your motorcycle. The only vending they have there is for their own merchandise, which goes back into the event. So when you buy a t-shirt, a hoodie, a beanie from the event, they actually use that money to pay for the next event, production, licensing, security, insurance, all that wonderful stuff. So it allows Babes Ride Out to keep getting bigger and bigger. They also raise a shit ton of money for MotoFam at every event. Now, MotoFam is an awesome charity that helps riders who go down and their families with financial support. Just before a lot of riders I found actually are artists and people who own their own businesses. So MotoFan just helps them get the help they need financially with medical, and then also helps give them money to to get back on their feet. So it's awesome event. MotoFam has awesome products that Babes Ride Out has commissioned especially for the event, and then a lot of cool things like Bluetooth for your helmet. There was an SNS air cleaner in the last raffle that I loved. They make amazing jackets from Ruka and bags, and Red Wing had some boots, and Polar gave some really cool tents. So there was like just tons and tons of awesome stuff there. And then the other cool thing about Babes Ride Out is that usually there's free 805 beer, so that's great, and Stigler Jerry's rum. I also love the fact of the event that it's not really encouraged to drink and ride. So the whole way the event is set up is where you get to go and ride during the day, and then when you get back from your riding from the day, that's when you start, kicking back the beers or the cocktails. And then they usually have either karaoke, awesome DJs, a movie, or an awesome band play. So there's lots of stuff to do at night at the campsite. They always have tons of fun festivities. So check Babes Ride Out out at babesrideout.com. And they have information there about all their events. They have galleries so you can take a look at what it kind of looks like. They have a shop to go and buy merchandise to help support the event. And then they also have a blog. Now, I love their blog. I really got heavy into their blog when I was interested in getting my license because it has a lot of great information about what bikes to look at, and just women who ride. So I found it super duper inspiring. So go check out Babes Ride Out, and hopefully I'll see you at one of their next events. Check you